If you thought the Jeffrey Epstein story had wrapped up for the day, think again. It's far from over. And Donald Trump is reportedly not taking it well. Epstein's brother has just released new information that's reigniting the scandal in ways no one saw coming, including a striking photo and some deeply troubling details. We'll break it all down in a moment. But first, if you haven't already, please take a second to like this video and subscribe to the channel. It really helps us keep this work going. Now, before we dive into the revelations shared by Epstein's brother and the newly surfaced emails that spell major trouble for Trump, let's start with another major development. Adelita Grijalva has officially become the 218th signer on the discharge petition to make the Epstein files public. And the speech she gave today is making serious waves for Trump's team.
And while we celebrate this moment today, our American promise is under serious threat. Basic freedoms are under attack. Healthcare premiums are skyrocketing. Babies are being ripped away from their parents by masked agents. We can and must do better. What is most concerning is not what this administration has done, but what the majority in this body has failed to do. Hold Trump accountable as a co-equal branch of that we are. It has been 50 days since the people of Arizona's 7th Congressional District elected me to represent them. 50 days that over 800,000 Arizonans have been left without access to the basic services that every constituent deserves. This is an abuse of power. One individual should not be able to unilaterally obstruct the swearing in of a duly elected member of Congress for political reasons. Our only works when everyone has a voice. This includes the millions of people across the country who have experienced violence and exploitation, including Liz Stein and Jessica Michaels, both survivors of Jeffrey Epstein's abuse. They are here in the gathering. Thank you for being here. Just this morning, House Democrats released more emails showing that Trump knew more about Epstein's abuses than he previously acknowledged. It's past time for Congress as a check and balance on this administration and fight for we, the American people. We need to fight for our immigrant communities and veterans. We need to stand up for our public schools, children, and educators. We need to respect tribal sovereignty in our environment. We need to stand up for LGBTQ+ rights because that's what the American people expect us to do. Fight for them. That is why I will sign the discharge petition right now.
Donald Trump has run out of places to hide, and the newly released Epstein emails may be the most damaging evidence yet connected to the scandal. The material paints a disturbing picture. It suggests that Trump was aware of what was happening around Epstein and his victims, yet chose to remain silent. According to the communications, both Epstein and Ghislaine Maxwell appeared to know Trump hadn't spoken up, and even saw his silence as something they could use against him if needed. That's the key revelation that's now coming to light. As more testimony and documents surface, it's becoming clear that what remains unspoken may be even more incriminating than what's already been revealed. Adding to this, Epstein's brother shared an image and message that shed new light on Trump's past interactions with young women. Making today's revelations especially unsettling, MSNBC covered the full breakdown earlier, and it's worth examining closely.
Mark Epstein, we just put up the meme that Mark Epstein sent to Jeffrey Epstein, a picture. Let me put it up one more time. This is Donald Trump's face, and it says, "Would you trust this man with your daughter?" There it is. You just spoke with the man who sent that meme to his brother. What did he say today?
Right. I'll actually be honest. I completely missed the segment because I was on the phone with him.
That's good.
And just got up from off the street here. And I think we should be very clear here. Mark Epstein is somebody who has said that he is known for decades now that his brother had a deep, close friendship with with Donald Trump and Jeffrey Epstein. And he said, the way that he put it to me, when are people going to admit to themselves, this guy, President Trump, is so full of every time he opens his mouth. He says he wanted to deny.
Starts with an S-H?
It maybe does. He wanted to deny that he had a relationship or a friendship with Donald Trump. As Mark tells me, back in 1999, he was on the plane when they were having intimate conversation about women on a flight from Palm Beach, Florida, back up here to New York. He goes, he talked to his brother, somebody who he still cares deeply about even after his passing. And he says, at what point is there going to be a reckoning that Donald Trump just makes up stuff? And the number two part is that he's been very clear, this is outside the scope of what we're talking about today, but he wants a full investigation into the death of his brother, saying he doesn't believe anybody at this point anymore. He said he did sit down, he just told me, with the House Oversight Committee here this summer. I said, did they call and ask you to come in and speak? He goes, no, I requested to. And he said he went into detail with staff trying to get them, to compel them to go even further beyond just the relationship between Donald Trump and other men that were a part of this cabal, and to really get at the fact of why did people want Jeffrey Epstein gone. This also goes to a conversation I had with Mark over the summer when he told me that Steve Bannon had 15 hours of footage of him interviewing Jeffrey Epstein. We have not seen that footage. And I think it's also worth noting that Michael Wolff has said that he has up to 100 hours of audio recordings with Jeffrey Epstein. We have not heard those audio recordings from either of the men. And that is what hits at the heart that Mark Epstein is so frustrated by, that the public, including him as the brother, do not have a full understanding of what the Department of Justice has, or frankly, what either of these two other men have.
Can you really trust this man around your daughter? And not your grown daughter. We're talking about a child. Donald Trump once made a public remark about a young girl, saying he might date her in 10 years. That's the kind of behavior people are referencing when they raise concerns about how he acted around teenage beauty contestants Trump and Jeffrey Epstein, often moved in the same social circles. And that image points to exactly that kind of unsettling dynamic. Even Jeffrey Epstein's own brother has claimed that Epstein eventually distanced himself from Trump, believing Trump to be dishonest and self-serving, someone he didn't want to be around. Think about that. Being considered untrustworthy even by Epstein. Meanwhile, Trump himself once brought up Bill Clinton's name in connection to Epstein back in 2015 while running for president. Why even mention that? Likely to create confusion or deflect scrutiny, since he was running against Hillary Clinton and wanted to shift public focus. According to reporting at the time, there were also discussions involving journalist Michael Wolff and Epstein about how information related to Trump could become politically useful if Trump won the presidency or commented publicly on Epstein. This shows that the issue wasn't new. It had been circulating for a while. At this stage, what's most important is transparency. There should be continued attention on Epstein's network, potential testimonies, and financial records, since those could reveal the scope of connections that extended far beyond one individual. Trump's avoidance of the topic only deepens the mystery. Political figures like Representative Alexandria Ocasio-Cortez have called for more accountability and openness, not just about Epstein, but about broader issues of power and responsibility. It's vital that journalists and the public keep pressing for the full truth, no matter how uncomfortable.
What is what do you think it shows you about what we know about Trump's relationship with Epstein?
Well, I think we've been seeing Republicans have been trying to deflect and imply that, even House Speaker Mike Johnson had insinuated a couple months ago that Trump was on some kind of secret mission. I think what these emails demonstrate is precisely why House Republicans have been trying to block the release of the Epstein files for months now. I think it illustrates in a very damning way, and I think it also implicates House Speaker Mike Johnson as well, as to why he has refused to call the House back into session for over a month now and prevent the 218th signature.
This is exactly why Democrats should connect with independent outlets that are willing to push where mainstream media won't take someone like Robert Garcia, now chairing oversight. He's a prime example of a leader using independent media to its fullest, appearing frequently and engaging with voices outside the usual channels. That's the kind of leadership we need right now. Hats off to him for securing key documents and helping keep the fight alive. We'll continue bringing you the news that matters here. If you want to support that work, hit subscribe, leave a like, and drop a blue heart in the comments if you watched to the end. Keep fighting and don't let them silence you. And until next time, I will see you soon.